Okay, we are here, which hopefully we're live already. So, okay, trying to get this little spread here. All right, welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I am your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we are here to talk about the SmackDown before Saturday Night Main Event, the SmackDown before Evolution, and more. Of course, if you haven't already, or if you could do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream from yours truly. So we were getting ready for Evolution, the Great American Bash, and of course Saturday Night Main Event with Friday Night SmackDown drop kicking a jam-packed weekend for pro wrestling. As of course we had headlines of course JellyRoll, and of course a WWE Tag Team Championship match, and what of course went down, and what things could get further before Evolution tomorrow, and of course Saturday Night Main Event tonight. So we had of course Mr. LA Knight, oh yeah, kick off the show just 24 hours before his biggest match of his career. I'm sorry, actually not the biggest match of his career, the biggest match in over a year, against Seth fucking Rollins. On Saturday Night Main Event, LA Knight hit the ring to address the Visionetti, and of course his cronies, only to be interrupted by the Oracle, Paul fucking Heyman. The 2024 Hall of Famer warned that Knight has no future before Solo, and of course his MFTs, Tala Tonga, Tongaloa, and JC Mateo made their way to the ring. He threatened to make history repeat itself by putting Paul Heyman through a table. From there, he similarly warned Knight of a 4-on-1 beating, only for Jimmy Uso to make a steel chair assisted save. The Heyman LA Knight exchange was fine, but the rest felt forced, like a way to set up the main event despite LA Knight and Solo not having any issues in recent weeks. A bit stale when you do a feud over again. You know, have LA Knight get associated again back with the Bloodline, which you've been trying to get him out of, so now having him feud with fucking Seth Rollins feels like the right path to go. I think what should have happened is Solo should have came out, you know, with his group, make a threat to both Heyman and to fucking, you know, feel like the bigger guys, and then have Uso get involved. Not in the ring. I don't think they should have just came out, not made their way to the ring. They should have just came out, threatened, you know, on the big screen. Right? Like, Solo should have been on the big screen, snapped his fingers, and there comes Tala Tonga, there comes everybody, he's gonna fucking beat up LA Knight. You know? Talking to Heyman and shit. And then that's when Uso makes a save. So then you can kind of pivot from the LA Knight Heyman as, okay, that's our main event. Now we need something for the night. So Solo should have just felt like the bigger boss on SmackDown. He should have felt more important instead of him just coming out with his group. You know, he should have been on the big screen. He should have been on the Titantron saying, like, Heyman, don't make me put you through I'm going to make history repeat itself, put you through a table. But right now I'm focused on one person in particular, and that is LA Knight. Now, Jacob Fatu could show up here at Saturday Night Main Event. Try to screw Solo over or deal, you know, come back. But yeah, I felt the same way. I think it's a bit forced. So the resulting match announced by Nick Aldis would be LA Knight and Uso versus Sikoa and Mateo. Will probably be fun, but this definitely did not need 15 minutes to top the show. Again, I agree with all of this right here. So great to see, and yeah. Knight mocked Braun Breaker's mannerisms in a fun bit. Seth, I want your dignity, I want justice, and to be honest, I want to hurt you. You ain't gonna be scared to get your ass... You ain't gotta be scared to get your ass kicked. So, moving on, we had a good little fun match here. We had, of course, Sol Ruca, Alexa Bliss, Kairi Sane, and Roxanne Perez in a Fatal 4-Way. One of these teams are going to get momentum. And so, we found out who got the momentum here. Ahead of the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match at Evolution on Sunday, all 4 teams involved in that title bout were represented in a Fatal 4-Way Friday, as Alexa Bliss, Kairi Sane, NXT North American Champion Sol Ruca, and Women's Tag Team Champion Roxanne Perez did battle. An action-packed match saw Sol Ruca nearly score the win at one point off of a double Soul Snatcher to Perez and Bliss, only for Raquel to interfere on behalf of the former. Zarya got involved and as did Asuka, and finally Flair, before Bliss managed to deliver her sister Abigail DDT to Sane for the 1-2-3 victory. It was interesting to see Sane lose here, when Monday on Raw, Cole made a big deal about the Pirate Princess running streak. With that said, this was a nice showcase of the women's tag team division and a preview of Sunday's Fatal 4-Way. Now, that is true. It is interesting to see Sane take the fucking pinfall when Michael Cole was hyping it up about her winning streak. Like, I think if anyone should have taken the pin here, it should have been Roxanne. So that way you make it feel like, you know, it's a bit important. Like, oh my God, she's going to fucking make us lose the tag team titles. You know? And then if you wanted to follow up on that, right? Like afterwards, like say you have, because Roxanne's going to get they're going to win at Evolution. You could follow up with Charlotte and Bliss going back to the drawing board and be like, yo, well, I pinned the tag team champion, so I believe we as a team should have the tag team title match back. Like, we should get a singles tag team title match against them. What do you think? Right? Bliss got up to her feet to block the insane elbow in a moment that was perfectly timed. Ruka and Flair in a battle of super athletes is a must-book match. Okay. So yeah, I just feel like Sol Ruka should have, or Sol Ruka or fucking Roxanne should have taken the pinfall. Not Sane. That didn't feel bad. That didn't feel good. There is some big news here, of course, as we saw the tag team championship match between the Street Profits, current title holders, against the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy. The Wyatt Six journey through the tag team division in pursuit of its top prize continued Friday as they challenged for the Street Profits WWE Tag Team Championships. A long back-and-forth battle saw the teams exchange control of the bout before Montez Ford and Angel Dawkins rolled late. They looked to have a successful title defense in hand before Eric Rowan pulled the former out of the ring, following a frog splash, preventing a pinfall that would more likely have ended the championship aspirations of Joe Gacy and, of course, Dexter Lumis. Dawkins bowled over Rowan at ringside, but back inside, the challengers capitalized on a missed frog splash from Ford and delivered their suplex powerbomb combination for the win and the titles. This match was quite good and had the fans eating up near falls. Ford and Dawkins are as consistently good as it gets. Lumis and Gacy operate well as a team. Premium live event match between the two teams would do wonders in elevating the SmackDown Tag Team division, which seems to miss out on those high-profile spots more times than not. So I'm glad that the Wyatt Six are now the tag team champions. I love that. That's great. Not only that, backstage, the division's other tag teams discussed the new champions, with DIY trying to rally the teams to work together, only to find out that Andrade and Rey Fenix have officially entered the tag team division on Friday nights. So SmackDown's doing something with their tag team division. What's going on Monday Night Raw? Let's fucking go. Let's actually get some more tag teams out there. God, for fuck's sake, do I have to get all mad and pissed off that Raw's not doing anything with their fucking tag team division, but here's SmackDown doing something good with their tag team titles? What the fuck? Dude, I should light up Adam Pearce and be like, hey, get your fucking tag team division out of the fucking catering area, put them on fucking television, the New Day are playing up to their fucking work, and Adam Pearce doesn't give a fuck. These little paper fucking champions we have. Damn, Adam Pearce. I'm going to take away your fucking drink if you keep this shit up. I'm going to take away your drinking responsibilities. No more drinking on the job, you fucking douche. Anyway, sorry, I just had to get mad. Because I'm sick and tired of not seeing tag teams be represented for fucking Raw. Well, we just had a tag team. Motherfucker, I mean every fucking week. SmackDown's got something with their tag team division, and you got fucking Adam Pearce here. I got something bigger than that. I don't want bigger. I want some tag team fucking wrestling. I think Xavier Woods was right. It died. June 30th is the day the tag team division died on Monday nights. Anyway, JellyRoll returned to WWE television and performed the theme song of last year's SummerSlam until Logan Paul interrupted the proceedings. Some cheap heat followed by a very pro-Nashville response from the musician, because I believe they were in Nashville. descended into chaos as Randy Orton hit the ring and cut a scattering promo on the YouTube phenomenon. McIntyre appeared and delivered a Claymore to Orton ahead of their match Saturday Night Main Event. Then Paul jumped the Viper, beating him down. JellyRoll made the save and the babyfaces stood tall as Paul had a meltdown, destroying the band equipment. Well, this is one way to kick off a SummerSlam program. McIntyre and Orton deserve the spotlight, a match that magnitude will bring, but the question leading into the show, if it is in fact a tag team match, if JellyRoll can live up to his end of the bargain and do enough to pass the celebrity and wrestling test. Well, let's see. The best way to do it here would be to give McIntyre the win at Saturday Night Main Event, right? Even though he just came back, you know. You might as well give McIntyre the win, so McIntyre will team up with Logan Paul to take on JellyRoll and Randy Orton. So, yeah, at SummerSlam, in a little celebrity kind of feud there. So, again, I don't know. I like the idea of having JellyRoll against Logan Paul. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea. It's a good idea. On paper, it looks good. It all depends on what happens in the ring, because that's what really matters. The performance in the ring is what matters. I think they're going to put JellyRoll with fucking Randy Orton. They're going to have to give JellyRoll some big guy spots because he's a big motherfucker. He is one big motherfucker. So JellyRoll and Randy Orton probably, like, they'll probably do, it's kind of almost feels like Steve Amell teaming up with Adrian Neville, or also you guys might know him as Pac against Cody and fucking Wade Barrett in that tag team, like, from 10 years ago, I think. So, again, this is the celebrity wrestling test, and JellyRoll's gotta live up to the hype. And WWE was already thinking, like, plans for SummerSlam this year, even though last year's, you know, he was there. So, I think JellyRoll will probably bring back a song. They'll probably do another song for SummerSlam. This year will be in New Jersey, so I think the tag team match would probably be the way to go. Again, there's no certainty. Like, on paper, JellyRoll and Logan Paul would fit. He's a celebrity. He is a fucking artist. Paul is a YouTuber. Right? Now we're just fucking now we're just creating shit here. So, yeah, this was great to see. This was done to hype up a possible JellyRoll and Logan Paul match, and Randy Orton and McIntyre, but possibly the tag team match for SummerSlam. Not announced yet for SummerSlam. We might as well set up a tag team match for SummerSlam between the two. It gives everyone involved something to do for SummerSlam, which is nice. And SummerSlam's a big fucking deal, so I would. Nobody gives a damn about your podcast, Logan. Echoing this. Yeah. Next up, we moved on to some more intriguing shit with Ron the Truth Killings taking on Aleister Black, and with Damian Priest. So, Ron Killings and Aleister Black happened. The mounting tensions between Ron Killings and Aleister Black culminated in their Friday night SmackDown match. Unfortunately, it was a rushed contest that ended in controversy when the referee prevented Black from using a steel chair, which Ron Killings brought into the ring. This allowed Killings to roll up Mr. Black for the 1-2-3 victory. After the match, Black stalked towards the back, fucking wanted to go after R-Truth for that, and R-Truth did not break. Ron was fucking walking. He was like, I won the match, I'm out of here. What's up? Gone, just straight ahead. And Black was like, yo, fuck that shit, I'm going right at him. So we come back from a break, because we went to commercial, came back from a break, saw Damian Priest attempted to calm him down, and Aleister Black was like, okay. You're right. Maybe I'm just out of my head. Oh yeah, Priest, one more thing. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking needed a face. He only suffered a beatdown at the hands of the man he considered a friend. Black as clear heel instead of a tweener, with no clear motivation in the best booking decisions imaginable. if this quick match with Ron Killings gets us back to Black and Priest programming, even better. And I think it does. I think this whole, like, you know, like, I think this is what we're going to get at SummerSlam. It's going to be nice. We're going to see literally somebody who's got kicks and strikes and punches in Priest, and we're going to see the same thing with Aleister Black. We're going to see fucking Aleister Black, who's trained in martial arts, take on somebody who's trained in fighting in the streets. I think that's fun. I think that's better in programming. So I hope they build that up for SummerSlam. I hope Damian Priest, and I hope the ending to Black and Damian Priest's programming is at SummerSlam. But for right now, this match is a C+ at best. Most of these have felt like C+. Have you guys noticed that? I think we're coming towards the end of this grading, and we kind of know what the fuck it's going to be. Tiffany and Trish. TS, face to face. Just 48 hours before they clash for the Women's WWE Championship at Evolution, Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton came face to face in the ring for a promo. The challenger, took shots at each other before Naomi appeared with her Money in the Bank briefcase, and reminding both of them that this could be where I cash in and I leave Atlanta Women's Champion. Well, while she's gloating her briefcase, Jade Cargill attacked her from behind before she could get her whole promo out, though, and in a brawl between the two brought the segment to a close. Like Truth in Black and most of the build to Evolution, this was rushed. It was fine for what it was, and given the lack of story between Stratton and Stratus matchup, that was really all that could be asked for. And I want to counter to Tommy Dreamer's thing about the build up to this. Not much of a counter, actually. It's actually an agreement too. Yes, if you want to talk about, like, build up wise, there is no build up between Stratton and Trish. There's none whatsoever. It's a lackluster compared to EO and Ripley. There is no story build up, and if that's what he is making the argument to, I agree. But to suggest that that the lack of the story was because, or the reason behind it was simply she got to pick her opponent, I think that's kind of hypocritical, considering that EO picked her opponent to be Ripley. Both general managers said their main champions got to pick who they faced at Evolution. I don't see no wrong in that. Don't you? I don't see anything wrong in both of that. The thing I agree with is that there is a lack of backstory or a lack of tension or build to the Stratton Trish match. That I agree with. But to add in the fact that, well, Stratton picked somebody who she doesn't have any history with. Well, who'd you want her to pick? Did you want her to pick Jade Cargill? That's her SummerSlam match. Did you want her to pick Nikki Bella? Honestly, I would be okay with Stratton and Nikki Bella. That makes sense. Nikki Bella could play the heel for a bit, and then you can have somebody else. You could have Stratus be the one to win the Battle Royal at Evolution. Instead, they're going to make it Nikki Bella winning because that match between her and fucking Liv Morgan got canceled. So, Stratton tells Stratus she learned all about her by watching VHS was a killer line. Sure. Stratus responded by asking if she learned about VHS from TikTok was equally solid. That's, I don't know about the promo, but don't be surprised if Naomi takes the gold in Atlanta, though, to set up the back half of the year in SmackDown's women's division. True. I wouldn't be surprised if she cashed in here. I figured that Naomi would cash in at SummerSlam, just like Seth Rollins might cash in at SummerSlam, or Clash in Paris. Naomi should cash in here. She gets to leave the title in Atlanta, and not only that, but she'll take on Jade Cargill for the championship? After losing to Jade Cargill at Evolution. I don't think they're going to do that. I would be shocked. I think Naomi could cash in and fail. I'm telling you guys, one fucking day, somebody will cash in from the women's and lose. I thought it would be Tiffany Stratton. I was wrong. I think now I think it's Naomi. I think every year that the women's decide to cash in their briefcase, and or anytime the women's win their Money in the Bank women's briefcase, I think they're going to lose because it's never happened before. And it would be crazy to have Naomi cash in. But just to think about it, like, how could this make sense? Think about this for a minute with me, guys. You have Naomi cash in. Or, sorry, Jade Cargill defeats Naomi at Evolution to put away this whole beef. Only for Naomi to cash in on the Tiffany and Trish match, win the title, to only face Jade Cargill for a third time for the title at SummerSlam, when they literally had no title matches with each other. You might as well at that point make it a triple threat match. I don't know. I think it would be better to have Trish Stratus. I would better to have Stratton win and have the Stratton fucking Jade Cargill match, and then have Naomi take the title from Jade. Just like how Seth Rollins could take the title from whoever they decide to put up against Gunther. Seth Rollins could actually take it from Gunther. We haven't seen somebody do that. We haven't seen like a heel take a title from a heel since, I believe, God, I'm gonna be wrong about this. You guys let me know in the comments down below. The last time we've seen a heel Money in the Bank briefcase holder take the title from cashing in on a heel world champion, I want to say is Chris Jericho and Jack Swagger? Right? Chris Jericho world champion, Jack Swagger comes in and takes the title? And Jack Swagger was a heel. I think that's the last time. Yeah, I think that's the last time. You had a successful cash-in from a heel Money in the Bank briefcase holder on a heel champion. Yeah, that again, Seth Rollins could do it. There's history. I made a big deal about it back in 2024. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso in the main event with Solo and JC Mateo. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso earned momentum ahead of Saturday Night Main Event by defeating Solo and JC Mateo in the night's marquee match, with Uso pinning the United States champion Solo one night before challenging him for the title. That momentum, though, was snuffed out when the MFTs chased Big Jim out of the arena, leaving Knight to endure a beatdown from, of course, Braun Breaker, and, of course, Bronson Reed. That ended with a massive tsunami from the ladder. Knight now enters Saturday Night Show weakened, his previously injured ribs once again smarting. How he responds against one of the best in the world, and of course the reigning Mr. Money in the Bank, remains to be seen. If you're going to pick any bets on Saturday Night Main Event, Seth Rollins. Honestly. The match was a ton of fun, as WWE's main event tag bout typically are, and the fans ate everything Knight did up. He was clearly the most popular guy in the match and on the show, and it will be interesting to see if this latest run garners him some more consistent main event contendership moving forward. So, the babyfaces get a yeah, so I'm sorry guys, I was just reading the bottom text here. I'll read it. Yeah, the babyface is picking up a victory, and yeah, you're just going to see some heel win action on Saturday Night Main Event, honestly. Hold up. The referee in R-Truth and Black match is out here pulling chairs away from the ladder and leading to his loss. But Charles Robinson is straight up allowing Tala Tonga to kick Knight in the face with no repercussions or disqualifications? Listen, Bleacher Report, or who wrote this? Who made this? Was it Eric Beeston? Listen, Eric Beeston. Shout out. Eric Beeston, listen. The referees are dumb, all right? Like, the referees are dumb. Everybody's got to understand that. The number one thing in wrestling you got to understand, the referees are dumb. They're fucking dumb. And sometimes they're smart. I like smart referees, but I also like dumb referees, right? You can't do that. You can't do that. What you say? Ah! They're dumb. They're dumb. Are you okay? Are you okay? Bam! Smash fucking chair shot. Like, they're dumb. They are fucking dumb. The referees are always dumb. So, again, as of course the overall grade for this show, as the final hype for Saturday Night Main Event and Evolution, this show was a little more than good enough for what it was worth. Good enough in the fact that it hyped the tag team title match, as well as Stratton and Trish, Naomi and Jade Cargill on Sunday, while also heavily focusing on the 2 SmackDown matches for Saturday main event, which of course is LA Knight and Rollins, and of course a little splash of Uso and Solo Sikoa. After being 3 hours for the better part of the last year, the show struggled with pacing issues, but did present 2 above-average tag team matches, bumping up the in-ring grade. Overall, a broadcast that was perfectly fine, even if it did a little to encourage much excitement for anything going on this weekend not involving LA Knight. Yeah, this was overall a C+, and every match was a C+ at best too, because they had to fit in as much as they could within the 2 hours they had. So, I think you have to go trim it down a bit now. I think you should trim it down a bit. A couple of matches with big segments, yeah. And you opened the show, you spent 15 minutes with the opening of the show. So there's your killer right there. 15 minutes to open a show with this whole fucking thing. Right here. So at the top, so yeah. I did like the women's fatal 4-way match. I thought it was good. It was a great way to get everybody involved and feel fresh. And I'm excited for this little tag team match that's going to happen on Sunday. This match is is a go out of your way to go see. If you like the Wyatt family, like myself, I loved Bray Wyatt. May he rest in peace, brother. Wish I met Bray Wyatt before he passed. Wish I had the time to meet him. Never did. The Logan Paul JellyRoll match was pretty fucking good. Segment was alright. Truth and Killings is another one to go out of your way and see if you want to see some mediocre shit. Until, of course, they get backstage where we set up Priest and Black. I haven't seen this face to face, but I do know that Naomi could be looking to cash in and leave Atlanta with the gold. But I don't see that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think she should fail the cash in. And, yeah. More setups for Saturday main event. So, that was SmackDown. I will catch you guys on Monday for the Evolution review. And then you'll see me Tuesday for the Raw review after Evolution, which is nice. So, without there being anything else, have a fun weekend. Enjoy the Great American Bash, which starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. Like 12 Pacific? I don't know. Some shit like that. The Saturday Night Main Event, 8 o'clock Eastern. And, of course, Evolution, 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So, catch those out over the weekend. I will, and hopefully you